welcome to Beyond the Lines. My name is Sarah, I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten, and this week is the final installment of the Highlanders coloring page. I know there's 4 dudes on this particular page, but there's no reason to have 4 videos. Not every Highlander needs to have their own coloring video, right? So I'm working with Inktense today, hyping up the contrast, working on shading and a bit more oomph on those Highlanders, pulling them into the foreground because they are the focal point. I'm working in the coloring book for Outlander. This is where that page comes from. And I'm finishing up details with a few gel pens at the end, but mainly I work with Inktense, and I'm gonna tell you why I choose a certain color and what I want to do on those Highlanders. This sounds dirty. That's not supposed to sound dirty. You know what I mean, folks, right? So I hope you enjoy. Time to finalize this page. This, I know it is a long one, but I mean, it's a complex scene and therefore, of course, it takes more than 20 minutes to color it. I put away the Neo colors from last week, and today I'm going to work with the Inktense pencils. Do have the swatch here next to me. These are all the colors that I have, and I'm going to work on the 4 Highlanders here to have them pop out, like I said in the last video, and it will pop up in the iCards. This is yes, they have to blend into the scenery because hunting and everything, but they have to stand out as the 4 people, as the focal point of this particular page here too. Now, for this page, I want to start right to left again. I'm left-handed, so I don't want to smudge anything, so that's why I always start at the right-hand side of the page, or of any kind of painting that is. And I'm going to put in details, not the silver and copper or brass or whatever for buttons or I don't know, any other details there, but that will be done with a gel pen. But I want to put in all the other shading and details of the human beings here. So let me fire up my vlogging camera for my vlog here. Boop. And now it is on. And choose the colors that I want. Starting off with Jamie, I want the 22, so the 220, that is the Sicilian yellow. I want that for shading on the skin. What kind of color do I want for excuse me, for the hair? So I want the 1800, definitely the baked earth. I want maybe a bit more even of a darker brown, a reddish brown. So I think I like the 1930 dark chocolate. Yeah, I like these. Oh, I have to. So what I want to do now is start with the skin tone first. And I'm going again person by person, it's just easier. And I think I want to zoom you in a bit, just because it's just the Highlanders at this point. I'm not taking care of the background. So there we go. It's just a little bit, but maybe it helps. So I decided when I painted the background that the shading would be from the left. So I will, of course, add a bit of
outline here, but there's also the chin, so underneath there has to be some. Same here on the nose. A little more here on the forehead. Also here underneath the chin. And here, bridge of the nose. Now I need my water brush, and I'm going to blend this out. Carefully though, not to reactivate too much of the neo color underneath. Just a little bit here. Now I want same tone also on the lips. Don't want any red there. That much, so maybe maybe the baked earth just a little bit, smidge of that. All right, more skin on the hands, of course. Same here. And also on the knees. And I'm going to liquefy that pigment now too. It's quite yellow, so I'm going to add a little bit of a reddish brown. So I'm going to take the baked earth actually that I have, just add a smidge of that. So it is a little bit too yellow for me. Well, maybe I could take even a darker brown. 1740 looks good. That is subtle brown. So I'm going to take this just to counteract the yellow a bit. There's no really good skin tone in the Inktense, I have to say. So you gotta be really careful with that. Okay. There we go. Maybe he needs a bit of the subtle brown now in the face, because I have added that color to the rest of the skin. Just going for the darkest bits here, left hand side, and here underneath the neck. There we go. Now for the hair, I wanted to have these two tones, that is baked earth and dark chocolate. So I'm going in with baked earth first, and I'm going with a pattern here with those zigzaggy lines, so I'm just gonna fill those in. And liquefy that pigment. And since there is a shadow on this particular side here, I'm adding the dark brown, the chocolate brown there, and also pull that out towards the tips of the hair. Same here on the neck. Not perfect. There we go. All right, Jamie has very dark blue eyes, so I'm going to choose indigo. These are tiny, so it's really difficult to color that. But it is a dark blue. And the pupil and everything I'm gonna do with a marker later on. Need a bit of a darker tone here on the eyebrows too, so I'm adding that, what's it called again? Baked Earth. And these pencils, just like the Neo colors and everything that I'm using here today to finish up this video, will be on the blog post. So you can check out the colors there if you liked something particularly well. Now, the next thing to do is the beige things and the tartness stuff, and for that I want to have a cool brown. Again, there's not really a beige in here, and Inktense is, well, intense. So bad joke, I know, but I can use the Inktense here to quote-unquote just have a bit of a shadow or a detail going on, and have the base coloring from the work of the Neo colors earlier. Don't need to have beige for that. I can work with the brown, for example. Ta-da, see. Going to take the same oak brown here for the bag, where it comes out of the shadow. Underneath his arm. Just see. And also his sporan. So I'm pretty much looking for the same colors that I had used. So everything that has this raw umber, just gonna shade it with the dark brown. And same goes here. For the sword holder thing, There we go. Just add a bit of a rough leathery look there. Lion frame, I'm not. Oh, sorry. So just adding that leathery look there. And then I want to have a black. A brownish one, so I'm taking the 2020, which is Indian ink. Just adding a little bit of the dark here. Just a bit more oomph. The super dark in this case. Okay, that is that. Then I need the saddle brown once more for this brown bit here. Just adding a bit of the pigment on the lower half, pulling it towards the top. I'm going to use the same brown here for some of the lines in Jamie's kilt. I'm going to use the what's it, oak? Yeah, the oak for the shading or detail color for the raw umber. And I'm also going to use the Indian ink very lightly underneath here to pull in shading. So the best and everything's gonna make a shadow. So the sporran here, that fold on the kilt will be darker. Same here, inner parts of the kilt, and something like this. A bit more of the saddle brown. There we go. Now I need to liquefy all of that. First I'm going with the lines again. Good thing of Inktense is once you have your ink liquefied, it stays. So it will not smudge once I start then shading the kilt with the Indian ink. That's why I want to liquefy those lines here first. A bit of that going on here. Need a bit more oak here. I'm just gonna pencil it in and then take my brush to it and pull the pigment. Now come the dark shadows with the Indian ink here. I'm gonna pull them into the kilt, and you can see the lines from my previous coloring here stay. That's what I like about Inktense. It's permanent once it's down. I mean, it's kind of difficult here with the skin. I'm not too happy with Jamie's skin there. But well, I think it's fine. I can manage. But on other occasions, like here with the pattern of the kilt, I really like that the Inktense stays. and is permanent once you took water to it. There we go. Excuse me. Now I need a bit of the olive green here to be intensified, and I think I want the 1540 for that, which is light olive. And I'm going just around these bits here and put some pigment where the jacket meets. So, or this belt here where there's shading going on. Here there's going to be shadow. Here too. And now can pull this pigment to where I need it, and there I have a perfect light and dark going on without it looking flat. So I'm using my Inktense here not only to intensify colors that I had already put down with the Neo colors, but mainly to shade things and to also use this intensifying. Like I said, when you use that as shading, it kind of is double duty, and you just have to do one thing. I don't have to necessarily go over it again and shade it some more. That's the vest. Now the jacket, he has Payne's Gray. So there is Payne's Gray also in here. This pencil. To sharpen it a bit. Now I'm going where the shadows are again. So underneath the arm. And same here. Underneath that belt here, of course. It's gonna be in shadow. On the other side, the light comes from the left, so there's a bit more light here. Only little things to shade, like the inner part here of his arm. And the rest is with another color, so I'm just, again, taking my brush to it. Very carefully blending out the Payne's Gray on top of the Payne's Gray. If I have too much pigment on my brush, I can always clean it, wipe away that pigment, and just go with pure water. So that would be that. Other side, and here is the dark spot. Then we move towards the lighter parts. And then again into the dark parts of Jamie's jacket. Need just a little bit of the gray here, just a smidge, to make it look like a round sleeve. There we go. Now I need another black that is maybe a bit more on the greenish side. So I'm taking charcoal gray to shade the belt here. And the same also goes here for the belt on his waist. And his boots are going to get the same treatment. I think that is a nice black to be used on boots. So I'm putting down some Inktense on the edge of the boot where it's darkest underneath the kilt. Then I'm going to blend it out towards the inner part here of the boot. That makes for a highlight there. Now the handle of the swords and everything, actually want where is it? I already had the indigo. There we are. Deep indigo on the lower part of the sword, just one straight line, and that will be enough for the blade, I hope, to give it a bit of a more of a bluish tint. Oh, there we go. Yeah, set it aside a bit from the grays. And the back here, I'm going to use the same. Oh no, I'm actually going to use the sepia ink, so the brownish one, if I can find it. There we go. Just here for the darks. And I'm going to pull the pigment towards the upper part. On the outside, not so much on the inside here of the handle. There we go. And there's Jamie. Jamie without without the gel pen. And I just shut off my camera. I don't need it anymore. So now I can move on to Murta, and I'm doing the same thing. So he has a hat. So he gets a bit of the yellow here, bit here. Here, where he's kind of grumpy looking. Inner part of the arm, the hand, and also his knees. So I'm starting with the face again. And a bit of a skin tone here. Now for the shirt, again, I'm gonna take the oak. There's shading here. Of course, there's some here underneath his beard, and on the sleeve, on the inner part here, there's darkness. Okay, that's enough, I think. I mainly again want to have the beige from the Neo colors. I just want a bit of shading here towards the arm and the chest and stuff. So there we go. For his jewelry here, and also the sword handle, I'm gonna take the dark chocolate this time, adding that just a little bit. Just to not have everything be oak brown. And I need a bit of a dark indigo again. Deep indigo, that's the word. For the sword, again taking the lower part here. Boop. And I also want the deep indigo for his jewelry here. So I'm just gonna add a little bit down here and liquefy that. There we go. And now I need a bit of a red and do the black thing. So for the red, I want 410. That is hot red. So I'm just going to add that to parts of the kilts. Gonna put water over those lines again to keep them the way they are and not smudge when I go in with black. Just want to make sure that we can see the the Fraser Fitzgibbons red lines in the tartan. And I'm going to take the charcoal gray as the black tone for Myrta, both here on the belt, also to bring in a bit of a darker black here on the kilt, and his hat too. So belt. And putting in the black on the Fraser Fitzgibbons tartan. Fitzgibbons Fraser, that is. So going over the red lines again, they were colored in with the Inktense, so they stay as they do here. Now I need to add some more color for the boots, shade those just a bit. There we go. And for the gray for the beard, I'm going to take the Payne's gray. Just gonna add a few lines here and there. For example, also on the eyebrows. Just going to fill that in. And I'm currently trying to decide what kind of color I want for Myrta's eyes. I think they were brown. But here he's kind of gray, so I'm gonna give him gray eyes. Yeah, why not? Give him Payne's gray eyes. Very dark ones. There we go. On to Mr. Rupert. Mr. Rupert, I need to have a new tone for him. I think the 19... Oh, hold on. Do I have 1740 here? No, I think I want a new one. So the 1900. Willow. That is color of choice for Mr. Rupert's hair and boots and stuff. So I'm starting with the hair, where there's the darkest parts. Same for the eyebrows and the beard. And I need a bit of oak for the shirt. Excuse me. Bit of this Sicilian yellow here for the skin on the right hand side. Also here underneath the beard and stuff. Same here, very lightly. And of course on the knees as well. So I'm going to liquefy that part first. Skin. The skin. Boop. Same here and there. And now I can go on to the hair. Make sure that it looks nicely brown. Oh, his eyebrows too. Of course, his beard. I almost forgot that. Alright, I'm going to take the dark chocolate brown for the eyes of Rupert. I think he would have even darker eyes than he does have hair. So I'm putting that down. I need a bit of a yellow also here on the lips. There we go. Ooh. And now I'm going on with the two browns, the oak and the willow to... Oh, I haven't... Oh gosh, I'm so unprepared here. Boy, forgot to liquefy the oak here on the shirt. Need some more oak here to shade that part. And for the what looks to be a vest or something, going to take a bit of the willow with dark chocolate combo. So I'm going to color that in. And I'm going to pull the pigment as far as I can, just to see, make it pop. Same down here towards the kilt tartan. Pull, pull, pull. And I'm going to use the same dark chocolate here on the boots. Not taking care of those strings here for now. I might add them with gel pen. Haven't decided that yet. But I want to shade my boots here with this very dark brown. Like this, and also like this. There we go. I need the Indian ink again for the belt or whatever this is that he's having there. I think it is a belt or something. Where his sword back here is attached, which I'm going to shade in a minute too. But first, the belt. I'm gonna use the dark brown, dark chocolate brown for the sword and the saddle brown for the holder here of the sword or the knife or whatever it is. So they stand apart from the tree. There we go. And now I just need a bit more color on the kilt. I'm taking the same light olive that I also used here for the vest, and I'm going to take 1320. That is Ionian green. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one to shade the chrome. So going to take these lines here first. Few of the horizontal lines to have the moss green in there as well, but not nearly as many lines. And then I need a bit of the, what are you, Payne's Gray, to add a bit of shading here onto the kilt to just make it look real. Same here, and ooh, there have to be some lines up here. Now I'm going to have the lines colored in first, not taking care of shading now, just the lines that I had colored in with the two greens. And now I can shade in the gray here, see? And the lines stay, just like I had done it with the two other kilts here too. Go. Last one. Mr. Dougal gets some. Do I have another gray or just the Payne's Gray? the charcoal gray. Gonna take that one for his beard and hair, just to add a bit of a darker tone here, to set it aside from the stone behind him, which is a Payne's Gray stone. And then I need a bit of the Sicilian, of course, to shade his face and neck and ear and everything. To color yellow first. It's a lighter color, so should be nicer to have the black lay on top partially. Moving on to the charcoal gray. And that sets him aside from that stone behind him in a nice way. Going to take the same charcoal gray. If I can find it. What is it? Oh, there. I put it there. For the belts. As well as this thing here on the sporran, a string or whatever it is, a leather band, I don't know. And I'm also going to use it on his boots. And for his shirt, of course, I'm gonna take the same oak tone that I have pretty much used with all the guys. Just put it down here. I'm going to take, what was that greenish one? The 2100. Let me see. The charcoal gray? No, that's the one that I had for the hair. I need the, what is it? Sepia, where are you? Indian ink. There you are. It has more of a yellowish tone or a brownish tone, so I'm going to take that. For going to take that for his sporran here. And also for the back here to the side. And then I'm going to start with the kilt before I go on finishing up with the jacket. So the ironing green is the ones that were vertical, so I'm going to put that in. And the moss green on the horizontals. And a little bit of Payne's Gray to shade back here. So here underneath the jacket, underneath the sporran. Okay. First again, vertical lines. The ironing green or whatever it is called. Of that. Then go horizontal with the light olive. And then fill in shading here from the sides with the Payne's Gray. Now I can move on to the jacket. And for him I had said in an earlier video that I wanted to have this be almost an indigo. So I had mixed blue, night blue and gray for this jacket. But now I can put on some details and shading even more with my indigo. So I'm pretty much glazing over my previous coloring here with the indigo. And now I only need to have a bit more of a darker tone here, or have a shading going on, shadow thing. There we go. Onto his sword, and then I can go in with oh, I forgot his eyes. Oops. And then I can go in with gel pens and details and metallic stuff and things. So there are his eyes. Now, where's the indigo? There it is, deep indigo. Just on the lower part here. Have a bit of the Payne's Grey. This side. And where is it? The charcoal grey for the handle. Just to shade it a bit, you know. There we go. Now I can dry this off. I'm going to cut that out because, well, my blow dryer is not that interesting. Now on to the gel pens. This seems to be clear glitter. See, don't want glitter per se, so I'm going to start. I need a bit of paper, or I could use this one. Yep. I'm going to color in the buttons. Going to use the same one for his buckle here, but I'm thinking I'm gonna use some copper tone or something for the buttons at that vest here, but there's going to be some metal-y silver here. I'm just really... oh, I forgot a belt buckle. Just really filling in. Only the metallic accessory bits here. But I forgot the belt buckle here, so going to add that silvery tone. It's not really a silver, it's more like aluminum or chrome or something. It's a bit more toned down, which is very nice. Need a bit of a white gel pen. For any reflections maybe, or I need super thin dark black marker here for the eyes. There we go. There's not really a reflection on him, I think. I'm gonna leave it for now. On to Mr. Murta. You gotta get some dark pupils. He has that silvery thing here. And also here. Does he have anything else? No, not really. So need even more of a darker silvery tone, a gray tone, to have a bit of a, I don't want to say shadow or something, but to have this necklace here be a bit more visible. You, my friend, are having tiny copper dots here, I think. So I'm just gonna put these in. Something for your hair. I think it is also kind of coppery band thing, like a ribbon or something. On your sword, you're gonna have a bit of a shine here. And here there's a brooch. I almost forgot that. You are also metallic. I'm going to add some black gel pen on his boots here. These strings, I think. That works nice. Give it a bit more of a detail. Because otherwise he really stands back. He's very green-brownish. Doesn't really stand out a lot amongst the other guys. So let's help him to be still visible. Now on to Dougal. Of course he needs... Oh, I forgot the pupils for Mr. Rupert. Now the same for Mr. Dougal. Here we go. He goes more towards a real silver, so I'm gonna take the glittery silver for his brooch here. He's a war chieftain after all, so he's gonna be better dressed than his men. Same goes for his buttons and everything. He's just having silver instead of iron or something, or some other silvery looking metal. So there we go. Tassels on his sporran are gonna be silver. Of course, the buttons on his sleeves. Same here. And also up here. And on the shoes. Almost forgot the shoes. It's gonna have some silver here. And just to clean up the lines, I'm going in with my marker here to clean up the black outlines of the brooch. I think Dougal will have reflection in his eyes because he's looking towards that part. Also maybe Rupert a bit. Not really. Let me see. Need a bit of a dark gel pen here, just to make the necklace even more visible. Thought the dark silver would be enough, but it doesn't seem like it, so let's put a bit of black here. There we go. Same here. And that's that. Let me zoom out. Ooh, zoom out, not zoom in. There we go. Et voila. There we go. This is it. This is my painting or my coloring of the 4 Highlanders. You can see they blend in nicely with the background, but still they have colors that make them stand out and definitely be the focal point. I hope you enjoyed watching along. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I will be back next week with a coloring page in the Magical City by Lizzie Marie Collins. So it's going to be Inktense time again, but without the neo colors and stuff. The blog post will be up for this particular page. So you can check in the description box below. There is my webpage, and if you click on it, you will find the most recent post there. If you watch this video once it's been released, it will be the post for this coloring page here, where I do have all the colors of gel pens and Inktense and neo colors listed that I used for this particular page here. I will see you very soon. Have fun. Thank you very much for watching. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, hit that subscribe button. And if you wanna let me know that you really like this video, give it a thumbs up. I very much appreciate that. Have fun, folks. Take good care. Do some coloring today. Bye.